We're Knicks fans. Of course we hate the Pacers. We're Knicks fans. Of course we don't claim Stephen A. Smith. We're Knicks fans. Of course we hate Paul Pierce.
Yo, this whole video can't be about people you hate.
Why not? How you gonna stomp on Jalen Brunson's jersey? Don't let me see Paul Pierce in the streets. It's on site. Hey, listen. I know a guy.
What?
We're Knicks fans. Of course we love Jalen Brunson. Of course we're tired for Josh Hart. Of course we ride with Dante DiVincenzo. He would have easily taken Miles Turner. We're Knicks fans. Of course if we weren't injured, we would have won the whole thing. We could have had a whole starting 5 out of our injured players. They would have made the playoffs too. Why are y'all talking trash to us? When have the Sixers ever done anything? Let me know. The heck? Joel Embiid shouldn't even won MVP, honestly. If OG Anunoby wasn't injured, we easily win. If Julius Randle wasn't injured, we easily win. If Josh Hart didn't get injured, we easily win. Devin Booker, you know what to do. Don't let us get Mikal Bridges. We honestly don't even need any trades. Just get back healthy. Run it back. We're Knicks fans. Of course we're already tired of the Julius Randle mock trades. Of course we need to practice free throws all offseason. Of course we're already tired of hearing about Tom Thibodeau's coaching style. Everyone plays long minutes in the playoffs. Of course we're glad we don't live in Indiana. Of course we're glad the Celtics won Game 1. Tyrese Halliburton literally travels every play. That step back? That's a travel. The heck? I hope they get swept. Who choked now, Halliburton? Ain't no way they were shooting that good. They had magnets. We're Knicks fans. Of course, we're just getting started. Don't let us win a championship either, because we got to remember all this. I'm not going to lie. I'm still shocked we signed Jalen Brunson for so little. Rest up, Jalen. Rest up. We're Pacers fans. Of course we beat the Knicks. We own them. We're Pacers fans. Of course if Halliburton didn't get injured, we go further. We're Pacers fans. Of course if Benedict Mathurin wasn't injured, we could have gone all the way. I don't care if Giannis was injured. I don't care if OG Anunoby and Julius Randle were injured. It's a part of the game. Every team's dealing with injury. We're Pacers fans. Of course we should have won Game 1 against the Celtics. Game 2 as well. Even Game 4 we should have won. Of course Jaylen Brown pushes off every play, and he pulls jersey too. Of course Jason Tatum does the same thing. We're Pacers fans. Of course it should have been a flagrant foul. While unfortunate, what's unfortunate if I see this ref in the streets? That's what's unfortunate. A flagrant foul doesn't have to be intentional, but these hands will be. I promise that. Don't let me see this, man. We're Pacers fans. Of course we hate watching the fourth quarter. We're Pacers fans. Of course we hate listening to Doris Burke. We're Pacers fans. Of course we hope we re-sign Pascal Siakam. If Siakam doesn't sign with us, I will be so sad. We better not have given up 3 first-round picks for nothing. Bro, he's got to re-sign, right? Another team better not try to sign Obi Toppin either. We're Pacers fans. Of course Andrew Nembhard has all-star potential. This man was hooping this postseason. We're Pacers fans. Of course people calling for Rick Carlisle to be fired are stupid as heck. Do y'all not remember what it was like? We're Pacers fans. Of course we're excited for the future. No one thought we were going to make the Eastern Conference Championship. We're already ahead of schedule, baby. We're Timberwolves fans. Of course we didn't show up for Game 5 against the Mavs. We're Timberwolves fans. At least we didn't get swept. We're Timberwolves fans. At least we made the Western Conference Finals. We literally beat the defending champs. We're Timberwolves fans. At least we don't have to listen to Luka complain every play now. How do you complain on literally every play? Every play? You already get all the calls? What the heck? And how was this man not missing a single shot Game 5? Let me know about that. The heck wrong with this man? Who are you calling the mother effer? We're Timberwolves fans. Of course we have the best young star in the league. It's the face of the league now. I don't care what anyone says. We're Timberwolves fans. Of course the Rudy Gobert hate is wild. Like, we know he didn't match up well. He's never going to be that good on offense. It is what it is. We're Timberwolves fans. Of course we're conflicted about Karl Anthony Towns. How do you call yourself the best shooting big man in the league and then have that series against the Mavs? If we trade Cat, I will riot. You don't break up a team that was 3 games away from the finals. We need another Naz Reid. We're Timberwolves fans. Of course we're sad we couldn't win one for Mike Conley Jr. Of course we're excited to watch Ant in the Olympics. Of course we're the best young team in the league. Ant is only 22 years old, Jaden's only 23, and Naz Reid is only 24 years old. We don't even need any draft picks. Our young players can't even get on the court. We're Timberwolves fans. Of course we don't know how Kyle Anderson's shot goes in. We love you though, Slow-Mo. No one better ever talk about my form again. If it goes in, it goes in. We're Timberwolves fans. Of course we're proud of this team. Haven't felt this way since KG was playing. We'll be back. We're Sixers fans. Of course we still trust the process. Barely, though. We're Sixers fans. Of course we want to make a conference championship. Is this how the Dallas Cowboys feel? We're Sixers fans. Of course we hate Ben Simmons. We could have drafted Jaylen Brown. I swear if I see one more Ben Simmons workout video this offseason, we could have drafted Jason Tatum over Markelle Fultz. What process are we supposed to be trusting? Because I know it's not drafted. We're Sixers fans. Of course Joel Embiid should have won MVP. I don't care what you say. We're Sixers fans. Of course you don't trade Joel Embiid. Whoever wants to trade Embiid doesn't know ball. Did you see Joel Embiid in the Champions League Finals? He definitely loves soccer more than basketball. We're Sixers fans. Of course we should have kept Jimmy Butler. Now we want to try and right the wrongs of the past? He's old now. I was the one who said I wanted to keep Jimmy Butler. You said Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons will be better. Don't try and change it up now. What do you think about Paul George, though? We're getting LeBron. We're the only team that makes sense. We're Sixers fans. We don't talk about Tobias Harris. Why do we pay this much money for Tobias Harris? I made the same amount of points to this man in the last game he played. Don't bring this man's name up around me. I'm tired of this man. The heck wrong? Every time we need a bucket, where is Tobias Harris? Huh? not getting a bucket. We're Sixers fans. Of course, if Embiid could stay healthy, we'd be unbeatable. Of course, we're linked to every single aging superstar there is. Of course, Tyrese Maxey is the future. You realize he's only 23, right? That logo 3, game 5 was wild, man. I'm telling you, we got a dog. We're Sixers fans. Of course, we're going to go as far as Joel Embiid takes us. Trust the process. We're Celtics fans. Of course we have the most championships in the league. 18, baby! Let's go! I prayed for times like these. We're Celtics fans. Of course we're excited for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They deserve it. Could have given the finals MVP to either one of them. Of course we lost game 4 because we wanted to win at home. A gentleman's sweep is still a sweep. They really thought they were going to do something after game 4. We're Celtics fans. Of course beating Kyrie Irving was the icing on the cake. Of course people are going to say we had the easiest path to the championship. Of course people thought we were going to get swept by whatever team came out of the West. Pretty quiet now, huh? Weren't they supposed to beat us in 5? That's what everyone was saying. The switch-up needs to be studied. We're Celtics fans. Of course, if we had Porzingis every game, it wouldn't have been close. Of course, we're glad we don't have to hear Luka complain after every play. How you gonna complain about fouling out when it's a clear foul? Like, it was a blocking foul. Get back on defense. Stop crying all the time. Jason Tatum was getting fouled almost every play, and they weren't calling anything either. Grow up. I'm just glad we get to see Deuce again. We're Celtics fans. Of course, we don't know how Al Horford isn't the oldest player in the league. This man's ancient. I love you, though, Al. We're Celtics fans. Of course, Derek White looks better bald. Of course, we're glad we traded for Drew Holiday. Of course, Joe Mazzulla coached a great finals. Really, the whole playoffs he coached great. We're Celtics fans. Of course, we love Brad Stevens. Of course, Danny Ainge started everything. Of course, we'll be back next year. Who's stopping us in the East? Exactly. C's on top, baby. We're Mavs fans. Of course we're upset. At least we made the finals. Of course we're upset with Porzingis. How come you ain't playing like that with us? Game 4 Porzingis? That's what I'm used to. Why couldn't we play every game like game 4? Game 4 is how I thought the Mavs were going to play every game. At least we didn't get swept. We're Mavs fans. Of course we love Luka. He's arguably the best player in the league. He wasn't even playing full strength. Like, his knee was bothering him. Luka's the reason we even made it this far. I don't want to hear anything else. Is it really that hard to get back on defense and not complain? Like, I love this man, but get back on defense. He's costing us points. What the heck? Is it really that hard? Like, honestly. We're Mavs fans. Of course we don't like Luka complaining to the refs either. He'll grow out of it, though. Hopefully. We're Mavs fans. Of course we love Kyrie Irving. I just wish he would have done more in game 1 and game 2. We're Mavs fans. Of course P.J. Washington was worth the trade. Of course Daniel Gafford was worth the trade. Of course we get emotional about Derek Lively and his mom. We're Mavs fans. Of course we didn't know what Jason Kidd was doing half the time. How are you going to call a timeout when our team goes on a run and not when the other team goes on a run? All I'm saying is just get back on D. We're Mavs fans. Of course we don't want to talk about Tim Hardaway Jr. Get back on defense! How long has that Boston team been together? Just give us a little bit. We need some consistency. We'll be fine. I honestly thought we were going to win 4 games in a row. Like, I'm not even playing. We're Mavs fans. Of course we're glad we made it this far. We'll be back. We'll be back. At least Grant Williams didn't win anything. So are we going to pay Dak? How is Trevor Lawrence the highest paid quarterback in the league? Dak is going to get paid. We shouldn't pay Dak. Dak is not going to get $60 million a year. Who says Dak even wants $60 million? Are we going to pay CD is the real question. Are we going to pay Micah, though? Why do we always wait to do these deals until the players have all the leverage? The Mavs lost. The Stars lost. Now I'm lost. I'm not watching the WNBA. The Dallas Wings have 3 wins this season. Thank God for the Texas Rangers. Who do you think wins a championship first, Luka or Dak? So when does football season start? So bored, man. Who is Willie Harvey Jr.? UFL linebacker? We just signed Garyon Conley from the UFL. Oh, he's a former first-round pick. He's a former first-round pick? Who is Jonathan Garvin? Defensive end, UFL player? Are we just using the UFL as a farm system now? They do have a lot of good players in the UFL, to be honest. Brandon Aubrey and Kevontae Turpin both came from the UFL. Who else is in the UFL? When Jerry Jones said we were going all in, he was talking about the UFL. What are we doing with Trey Lance? That's who I'm most excited to see during preseason. I keep forgetting we get DeMarvion Overshown back this season. My pet cat this year? Ryan Flournoy, wide receiver. Trey Lance is competing with Cooper Rush, not Dak. All I know is the Commanders better not be trading for Brandon Ayuk. I don't want to hear anything about Zach Martin retiring. I'm already depressed. Madden released Cowboys player rating? They did Osa so wrong. Why is Brandon Aubrey ranked so low? This is egregious. Why is Zach Martin not a 99? When does NCAA football come out? Hopefully that'll get me through the rest of the offseason. Of course I'm watching the Dallas Cheerleader Show on Netflix. I'm already halfway through. It's really good. I honestly didn't realize cheerleaders had to go through all that. It's gonna be a long offseason. Long offseason. Why did you even call this meeting? Yeah, what are we doing here? We better not trade for Brandon Ayuk while I'm here. I called this NFC East meeting truthfully because I got places to be, people to see. Because I'm bored, man. Really, Cowboys? Wow, I'm out, bro. No, I get it. What? I get it. I'm bored too, man. I miss talking trash to you scrubs. Why did you look at me when you said scrubs? Exactly. Now all we have is baseball for the next 2 months? And the WNBA. What? I like it. Thank God for the Phillies. Thank God for the Rangers. Thank God for the New York Liberty. Thank God Dan Snyder is gone. So it seems like everyone's kind of bored this offseason. As much as it pains me to say this, I actually miss you guys. Eagles, that was one of the nicest airlines. What? As I missed your guys' hairlines. That's what I said. Where did they go? Ha ha! Ha ha! Just when I was starting to have hope. That's the story of your lives, Commanders. That's the story of you guys in the playoffs. Burn! Ha ha! Yeah, your secondary's used to getting burned, huh? Your mother's used to getting burned. Ha ha! Do you want to die in the offseason? Who's gonna kill me? All those UFL players you signed? Ha ha! Yeah, laugh it up. Just remember, we already got some all-pros from the UFL. Who? Brandon Aubrey and Kavontae Turpin. A kicker and a kick returner. You know what? I didn't call this meet for all of you to start laughing at me. And yet, here we are. I know you ain't talking, Commander. You haven't won a Super Bowl or been to a conference championship since we have. Yet no one cares. No one cares because we don't say, this is our year every single year. When have I ever said this is our year? Be for real, Cowboys. Seriously, Cowboys? Be for real. Seriously, Cowboys. Every team has hope. Just because I am loud about my hope doesn't mean anything. Y'all are just haters. And haters never prosper. You know what I was thinking since we're all bored? Would you guys want to start a podcast? We could talk about the Brandon Ayuk trade once it's done on there. I'm so in. You could date Taylor Swift or become the Lakers head coach just by having a podcast. You trying to be like Jason Kelce now? Typical Cowboys. You want to be in it or not? Maybe. All right, I'll let you guys know the time and place. Meeting adjourned. Go Birds. Who is Zachary Risaker? Why are the first two players from France? What am I missing here? Rise Acre? I watch March Madness and I have no idea who these people are. Was he supposed to go number one? I've never heard of this guy. Is he good? Rob Dillingham is a dog. I saw him in overtime elite. Not gonna lie, the only person I know is Bronny in this draft. The Spurs really traded that man? Rob and Ant are about to go crazy. Why did Donovan Clingan fall so far? I know him. That's Zach Edey. I know him. On a serious note, who are these guys? I follow him on TikTok. How many players from France are there? Is France really like that? They still can't beat us in the Olympics, though. I don't watch the G League like that. How did the Lakers get Dalton Connect? They literally just drafted JJ Redick. Round 2 is tomorrow? I gotta wait a whole day just to see if Bronny gets drafted? Bro, come on, man. We really got Dalton Connect? I still can't believe he fell to us. You see that clip of Bron saying they watched the Tennessee-Purdue game because of Zach Edey and Connect? We got the best first round of the NBA draft. They're really calling Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect active shooters? If Dalton gets fouled on a three-point shot, Connect 4. We really drafted Bronny in the second round? This is crazy. We really got a father-son duo? This is crazy. We really wasted a draft pick for nothing. I don't want to hear anything. Giannis has his brothers on the team. It's the same thing. I've already seen 12 jokes about LeBron sleeping with his teammates' mom. Savannah posted it on her IG story. Do not bring Delonte West into this. What's wrong with you? Name one second-round pick we've had in the past 5 years. Exactly. Shut up. I would have done the same thing if I could for my son. You think he would have really gone to Australia? How does that even work? Is he gonna get grounded if he has a bad game? I know Skip Bayless ain't trying to congratulate Bronny. This man got a decade more material now. Does he call him coach or dad? This definitely means Bron's staying for a while, right? This is when Bronny was young. Oh my gosh, this is wild. This is history. Lake Show, baby. The real question is, how do we get Bryce James next? We got Klay Thompson. Let's go! We got Klay Thompson! We got him pretty cheap, too. The Warriors offered him something similar. He wanted a chance to win a ring. All we need him to do is catch and shoot. We don't even need him to create space. Don't sleep on the Quentin Grimes trade for Tim Hardaway Jr. either. Who cares about second-round picks? Quentin Grimes is the better defender, too. We really went from Tim Hardaway Jr. to Klay Thompson? It's about time free agents started taking us seriously. It all started when we got Kyrie. He was the beginning. I'm just glad teams can't use us for leverage now. Is Najee Marshall good? Once we signed Marshall, I knew Derrick Jones Jr. was a guy. We couldn't have paid Derrick Jones Jr. what we paid Najee? It was just $1 million more per year. As soon as he signed with Clutch, I knew he was going to the Clippers. We really got Klay Thompson. You can't double team Luka anymore. You can't double team Kyrie anymore either. I'm still shook. Shout out No State Tax. Wait till Klay finds out about property tax here though. I'm ordering a Klay jersey expeditiously. Kyrie, Luka, and now Klay? We're gonna be a problem. Luka just needed a shooter and we got the best one. Our pick and rolls are gonna be deadly now. How mad are Lakers fans right now? Klay didn't want to play with LeBron. At least they got Bronny though. Who's gonna beat us next season? The Nuggets? They just lost KCP. This is what I needed. I needed this. Ain't nobody worried about the Spurs and Chris Paul. This man's almost 40 years old. Y'all might be better off with Cliff Paul. At least I know the Mavs care about winning. Cowboys, I don't know what they're doing. Need to pay CeeDee Lamb and stop playing. This is what Jerry Jones meant when he said going all in? I'm ready for the season to start now. What a start to the offseason. MFFL, baby. It's our time now. Let's go Mavs. At least they got Bronny, though. We got Paul George. I knew he was coming here. We got Paul George! As soon as he declined his player option, I knew he was coming here. No one thought he was actually going to Orlando. Be for real. If Embiid can stay healthy. If Embiid can stay healthy? If Embiid can stay healthy, we're easily coming out the East. We really replaced Tobias Harris with Paul George? I'm back to try.
প্রত্যেকটা দিন তোমার জন্য আমার অফিসে লেট হয়।
অফিসে যাওয়ার জন্য এত মাথা গরম হয়ে যায়, বাসায় আসার জন্য এত মাথা গরম হয় না তোমার?
তাই নাকি? আমার উপর খবরদারি করতে আসবে না। আমি অনেকক্ষণ যাবত বসে আছি, আপনি কিছু বলছেন না কেন?
এই রুমে এখন আমি আর তুমি ছাড়া কেউ নেই।
ম্যাডাম আমি রিজাইন।
আমি তোমার স্যালারি লাখ টাকা করে দেব।
এই দাঁড়াও, রাত 2টার দিকে তোমার অফিস থেকে ফেরার সময় হলো।
লাখ টাকা কামানো মানুষের রাত দিন বলে কোনো শব্দ হয় না। বলছিলাম না সব উড়াই দিব।
কি হয়েছে? এতবার ফোন কেন? কোনো সমস্যা?
জি সমস্যা আমি মারা যাচ্ছি, আমাকে বাঁচাও।
আরো খানিক সময় থাকো।
হাসপাতালে কেউ কারোর সাথে খারাপ ব্যবহার করে না, বরং শত্রু দুঃখ ভরা মুখ দেখলেও মনে মায়া যায়।
প্রজাপতি
আমার কপালে লেখা আছে শাওনের বউ। এবার প্লিজ আমি ভেতরে যাই।
শাওন, তুমি যে বিয়ে করছো এই কথা তো আমাকে আগে বলোনি। এটা তো ব্যাচেলর।
তোমাকে হারলে তোমার মতো দরদে আমি কোথায় পাবো বলতো?
দেখো দিন হারালেও আসছে যে রাত, সে রাতে শুধু তুমি আমি একা। দেখো রাত পেরিয়ে আসবে
বাঁচবো না, বুঝছো?
সেই প্রভাত
বড় ফুপু রাতে বললেন কিছু খাইতে মন চায়।
লেখা
আমি বললাম শাওনকে দেখতে মন চায়।
আরো খানিক সময় থাকো।
আঙ্কেল, একটা 2 লিটারের মজু দিন তো।
এত বড় মজু? তোমার ফ্যামিলিতে তো মাত্র 3 জন।
কে বলেছে 3 জন? আমার অনেকগুলো ফুটবল চাচু আছে না, ওরা না আসলে তো খেলাই জমে না। আপনিও তো আমাদের ফ্যামিলি পাশে আসবেন কিন্তু।
যত বড় ফ্যামিলি তত বড় মজু।
Listen everyone, the cockpit is in our control. Your people will die if our demands are not met. Understood?
বলছিলাম স্পিড খায়ে ঢিলটা ছুঁড়েন না
Speed, heavy energy.